Today, we are going to learn about close reading. What is close reading? Close reading is looking at a text in a thoughtful, analytical way. When we close read, we are trying to understand the text better. When close reading, our first step is to always read the passage silently. Pause this video so that you can read our passage silently to yourself. For our second close reading step, you will need to reread the passage. While you are rereading this passage, brainstorm questions you have about this passage. Write your questions in the margin. Pause this video to complete step 2. Next, you will reread the passage a third time. This time, underline things you found interesting. In the margin, explain why it was interesting. Pause this video to complete step 3. Step 4 in the close reading process is to follow along as the passage is read aloud. Please follow along with your paper copy as I read this passage aloud. Early in the morning, Rikki Tikki came to early breakfast in the veranda, riding on Teddy's shoulder, and they gave him banana and some boiled egg. And he sat on all their laps, one after the other, because every well-brought-up mongoose always hopes to be a house mongoose someday and have rooms to run about in. And Rikki Tikki's mother, she used to live in the general's house at Sigowli, had carefully told Rikki what to do if ever he came across white men. Then Rikki Tikki went out into the garden to see what was to be seen. It was a large garden, only half cultivated, with bushes as big as summer houses of Marshall Neal roses, lime and orange trees, clumps of bamboos, and thickets of high grass. Rikki Tikki licked his lips. "This is a splendid hunting ground," he said, and his tail grew bottle-brushy at the thought of it, and he scuttled up and down the garden, snuffing here and there till he heard very sorrowful voices in a thorn bush. It was Dartsy, the tailor bird, and his wife. They had made a beautiful nest by pulling 2 big leaves together and stitching them up the edges with fibers, and had filled the hollow with cotton and downy fluff. The nest swayed to and fro as they sat on the rim and cried. "What is the matter?" asked Rikki Tikki. "We are very miserable," said Dartsy. "One of our babies fell out of the nest yesterday, and Nag ate him." The final step of our close reading process is to discuss the questions you may have and the interesting parts you may have noticed. Please review your comments and questions and wait patiently for further instruction.